First off, major props to the men and women who created the models for the Call of Warhammer mod for Medieval 2. These steam tanks look too sexy right now. Seriously, amazing job on the models. Really faithful to the Warhammer tabletop game. Really amazing for just a simple mod that I don't even think people paid for. As you guys might have figured out from my last video, I did successfully install the Call of Warhammer mod with the help of Vod Gojira, so big thanks to him. We were channeling our inner Maximus and testing some Empire artillery units in multiplayer, but I was most intrigued about the steam tanks. They cost 10,000 gold crowns, which I guess is the currency used in the Warhammer world, and they are confirmed by CA in screenshots for the real Total War Warhammer that's coming out next year, so I really wanted to try them out. We've been playing on 30,000 funds in the Call of Warhammer mod, in our little merry band of 3 people. So you'll actually end up eating about 1/3 of your entire army's cost by bringing one steam tank. I really wanted to figure out what could possibly make them cost that many funds. Like 10,000 for a single unit, 1/3 of your army's funds is pretty ridiculous. So to test it out, I had Gojira bring a huge Night Goblin army, and I brought 3 steam tanks, and I kind of wanted to see what kind of damage they could pull off in a multiplayer setting. So the artillery shots are pretty potent in and of themselves. You might have seen a couple of my shots landed in the middle of the goblin ranks and basically obliterated an entire unit. What's crazy about the steam tanks though is not their ability to shoot. You're going to see in a second what they're able to do in melee combat is insane. They run through everything. Oh my god, they're all dead. Literally. The steam tanks go crazy. They basically run amok like elephants when they get close to enemy units. Now, I did click attack orders, but one thing I noticed about the steam tanks is that once you click alt-click order, they basically run in, start killing everything, and you just let them do their work. You don't have to micro them. You don't click attack orders once you click that first attack order. They literally run amok like an elephant. You lose control of them, but you're going to see the amount of devastation they rack up against this Night Goblin army. Now, Night Goblins are not the most powerful unit in the game. Of course, they're very cheap. They're easy to kill, but there are 5,000 of them, these Goblin Spearmen surrounding the steam tanks, and you're literally just seeing these steam tanks, which I believe each have 10 hit points and ridiculous melee stats. They basically just run through the entire army, just tossing everything up. So I put it into fast forward just to see how many kills I could get in the limited amount of time that I had. Remember that it's 3 steam tanks against 5,000 Night Goblins, and you can just see, oh my god, like the steam tanks literally run through every single one of them. The goblins get thrown up in waves, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. So we realized very quickly that they do so much damage, and they're actually probably worth their cost. Now, the problem is that in a real multiplayer game, you're probably going to be running over your own troops as well, and if you can't click attack orders, I mean, that's no problem. You're going to be running over your own guys. It's still 10,000 funds. The other guy's going to have a way bigger army than you, but it's really, really hard to kill them. They have really high armor, 10 hit points. They have more HP than the Minotaurs or the Trolls, which we'll probably be doing some testing for as well. But basically, 5,000 Night Goblins routed to 3 steam tanks, and the entire battlefield is just utter devastation. Ended up being about 4,000 kills. 4,313 kills to be exact for my steam tanks, and each of them got about 1,300 or 1,400 kills apiece. So not the most accurate unit, and they do need line of sight to hit their target, but their melee capabilities are what set them apart from all the artillery that we've already seen in the game, and they're really broken. I can't believe, Creative Assembly, you haven't nerfed these guys yet? Please, patch your game, Creative Assembly. This is getting embarrassing at this point.